Hi guys, Sherlock's Apprentice here, aka Mike, and welcome back. And I've finally got round to the explanation video of Gematria and numerology. I promised some subscribers about 18 months ago that I would do this. I did start it, um, but never got around to finishing it. So finally got my act together, and here it is. So Gematria, numerology, and decoding explained. All three words are used sometimes as an umbrella term to describe the use of numbers as a form of crypto or hidden language and communication. Many people ask, what is it with all the numbers and decoding? There doesn't seem to be any point. Numbers are just numbers, aren't they? It's all coincidence. In this world, which is at war, there are the elites and the slaves. And it's been this way since the fallen came to Earth and took control thousands of years ago. I have come to realize that the elites and the fallen, who I still believe are still here, use numbers to communicate, and they hide their plans and intentions this way. Just like the Enigma code in World War II. If we can work out their code, then we stand a better chance at winning this war. Now, there's a conspiracy for you. So, firstly, Gematria. It's a method of computing a numerical value of words based on the letters within the word or phrase. Gematria was originally used for the Kabbalistic method of interpreting the Hebrew scriptures. I believe Gematria is a word constructed with the code 33. Gamma is 3 in Greek. Tri is 3 in Latin. So I think it's Gematria. To calculate the numerical value of a word, you need a cipher that gives you a numerical value for each letter in that word or phrase. Those numbers are then added together to give the total numerical value of that word or phrase. There are many ciphers in Gematria, including mathematical and other language ciphers. There are 4 base ciphers that are most commonly used and easiest to understand. So an example, using the English ordinal cipher, the most easiest, letters A to Z are given the numerical value of 1 to 26 respectively. So if we take the word hello, H is the 8th letter, value 8, E 5, L 12, another L for 12, O 15, giving a total gematria value of 52. You see there 8 plus 5 plus 12 plus 12 and 15, 52. Numerology, with regards to decoding and gematria, is using other mathematical formulas or numerical procedures to ascertain an alternative numerical value. We can use mathematical formulas such as prime numbers. They are numbers greater than 1 that is only a product of multiplying itself and 1. So the first prime number is 2, and there I've given the first 20 prime numbers, underlining interesting numbers if you followed my videos before. They all are prime numbers. Triangle numbers counts objects arranged in an equilateral triangle. So the first 20 triangle numbers are given here. And you can see interesting numbers here. And this is how it works. So the first triangle is 1, there's 3, 6, 10, etc. Square numbers are the square of a number. So the square of 3 is 3 times 3 equals 9. So here's the first 20 square numbers. Again, underlining interesting numbers I've covered in previous videos. Base numbers are the corresponding value of a number in another numerical base. I'll explain this in more detail later, And I think it's the main reason for doing this video. Many people didn't understand base numbers. There are others like cube, star, tetrahedral, Fibonacci, square pyramidal, pentagonal numbers, and some special numerology numbers are their position in the string of pi and phi. And if you know Logan from Decoding Reality, he uses this numerology of numbers a lot. So 52 is in the 172nd position in pi and 66th position in phi. Date numerology is a subsection of numerology where a date is broken down into numerical numbers by calculating the days, months, and years. Also, the number of days, months, and years between two dates can also be calculated to give a numerical value. Each date has the day of the year, also for a leap year, obviously one day more after obviously 29th of February, and the days left in the year. The original New Year started from the 1st of March, which was the Roman calendar. Therefore, there is a day of the year and days left in the year from the 1st of March. This example shows how dates can be broken down and can calculate number of days between two dates. The two dates I've given here is the declaration of a certain pandemic, March the 11th, 2020, and the death of the Queen being the 8th of September, and it was 911 days exactly. Decoding is using a calculated number from the Gematria calculation and or numerology calculation and relating it to other sources that may give an additional connection to the results. Also breaking down the etymology of a word or phrase in the decode. So examples, Bible books, chapters and verse. So for example, 52, which we had from hello earlier, may refer to Genesis 5:2 and something in there. So actually 5:2 in the King James Bible reads, male and female created he them and blessed them and called their name Adam in the day that they were created. Sports events, taking results of sport games, dates of events, connections in team names, players' numbers, etc. Tarot cards, just using the number 52 again. The 52nd card is the Two of Cups in tarot, meaning love, passion, friendship. Regular playing cards, which are also connected to different days in the year, and there's a chart for playing cards. The periodic table of elements. The 52nd element is tellurium. Tellurium is named from the Latin tellus, meaning earth. Earlier, the Bible gave us the Adam connection, who was made from the dust of the earth. Also, different languages, especially translating words into Hebrew and Greek and calculating their gematria using the Hebrew and Greek ciphers. So, hello in Hebrew is shalom. And using the Hebrew ordinal cipher, it also comes to 52. So, this is probably the expression on your face right now. I'm already confused. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. So Gematria. So here are the four basic ciphers I was talking about. So the English ordinal cipher literally takes each of the 26 letters of the alphabet and puts a corresponding number of 1 to 26 to them. So any word you write, you take each letter and give that its numerical value and add it together to get a total. Now, to do this each time manually would take lots of hours time wasting, and fortunately there are Gematria calculators that do it for you. Second most basic cipher is what's called reverse ordinal. And as you can see here, it takes the alphabet but starts from Z, the number 1, and works backwards in reverse. So in this instance, hello, H, you can see here is 19, E, 22, L, 15 and 15, and then O being 12. Add those together. So we get another number for hello, now 83. The third basic cipher is what's called full reduction. Now, to explain this, the first 9 letters are exactly the same. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, 1 to 9, no problem. Then we get to J, and in the ordinal, it was 10. So in English ordinal, J is 10, K is 11, Z is 26, for example. In full reduction is calculated as follows. So we take the number 10, we then change it to 1 plus 0, and it now becomes 1. K was 11, 1 plus 1 now equals 2. Z, 26, 2 plus 6 is 8. So here are the new numbers now in full reduction. So basically you get 1 to 9, and then 1 to 9, and then 1 to 8. Reverse full reduction is taking exactly the same principle of the reverse ordinal and working backwards from Z. So you get 1 to 9, 1 to 9, and then 1 to 8. So now taking our word hello on this cipher, hello now comes to 25, and hello here comes to 20. Now there's a fabulous site called Gematria, and they have free calculators, and you can basically choose the ciphers you want here, and it comes up with the 4 basic ones automatically. Type in the word you want, and there's the numbers that we just calculated, and it records your entry here. Now, I personally like to look at 2 more ciphers. There's many ciphers, but these in all of my videos, I've basically used these 6 ciphers. Chaldean, I did a video on the Chaldean numbers and why these numbers, I think, are what they are, because you can see there isn't really a pattern like the other ciphers, and it's believed to be the oldest of the Gematria ciphers. And there's one other, satanic, which I found lots of matches in many of my videos, and that has a very simple calculation starting from the number 36 for A, 37, 38, all the way through to letter Z, 61. So using these 2 ciphers, hello then comes to 23. You can see here H5, E is also 5. L, 2 L's, where is it? 3 and 3, and the O is 7, adding those up to 23. And then here, the satanic Gematria obviously gets quite high numbers starting from 36. So that becomes 227. So here's a summary using the calculator of all 6 numbers. So what you can do is, and this is how the Gematria works, is find other words that match these numbers and see if they're then, this is where the coding or decoding starts happening. So if you look at the numbers here, we have for hello, Earth. Remember we talked about Tellurium being the 52nd element, and it means Earth. Well, Earth, 25 is a match, 52 is a match, 83 is a match, 227 is a match. Devil is almost identical to Earth. Boaz, the pillar on the King Solomon's temple. Yes, that's hello, 25, 20, 52, 83. If that was a 23, that would have been an absolute perfect match to hello. So there's a couple of other words that were close that I found. So on this Gematria site, you can select many ciphers, and these are the ciphers that it has on the site. There are others, but these are the majority of what people use. And if you were to select all of the ciphers and type in hello, this is the numbers that you would get. As you can see, it then starts becoming pointless. You can almost pick any number to try and fit what you're trying to match. So what I do is I don't tend to take one cipher. I tend to take that group of 6 ciphers and see if words match within those 6 ciphers. So for the last few years now, I've been recording my Gematria results, and this is why I can quickly find numbers and patterns that are similar. It is a simple Excel spreadsheet that is sortable, and if anyone would like a copy of this or any of my data sheets in this presentation, please just send me an email to sherlocksapprentice@protonmail.com. So whenever I do a set of Gematria calculations, I literally copy and paste from the website onto this spreadsheet. And keeping the same order of the ciphers, I'm able to then show matches. So it just so happened I picked a very popular number of 74 because it matches gospel, Jesus, cross, Lucifer, gospel, Jewish, English, I think, yes, here. And you can see then how other numbers like the number 38 matches and the 29, similar, 88, yes. So that is how I basically are able to find matches quickly for my presentations. On to numerology. Number properties. So this brilliant website I mentioned earlier, Gematria, and here's the website address I've used for all my decoding. The site kindly provides free services to guests like the Gematria calculator, date calculator, number properties, and some others. More services are available for paid members. The number properties service shows very clearly the properties of any number with the ability to cross-reference with any of the numbers in light blue. On the right-hand side, you can see the conversions of a number to basis or numerical system, it calls it. So you would enter your number that you're looking to search here. It would then bring up this page. And guys, if you remember when I was doing my 51 and 233, for whatever reason, at the moment you go to the site, I think it brings up 119 as the first number when you go onto the site, which is 911. But when I was doing this 51233 investigation, for whatever reason, the site put the default number at 233, which was very fascinating. Anyway, back to the presentation. So if I typed in 51, I would get this screen, and it's showing that it's a pentagonal number, the 6th one. On the left-hand side, you can see it's the prime number is 233, the square, the cube, tetrahedral, other numbers here. And here are what I call base numbers, yeah, numerical system. So 41 in octal is 51. 51 in octal is 63. Like I say, I will explain that more later. And here's 233. So if I was to have clicked that 233, this would have come up. There it is, 51st prime, cross-reference there, which is a 13th Fibonacci number. And you can see the other connections here with 233. So how many balls are there in this picture? And here is some options for you to choose. Okay, I'll just leave it there just for a moment, just for you to browse and pick your answer. And basically, every answer is correct. So, what do I mean? So, 17, you would have counted 17 balls. That's because we normally count in base 10 and we call it decimal. And that is, we're brought up as children to count in base 10. Would you believe if we were to count in base 8, we would answer there are 2 1 balls or 21 balls? Okay, it doesn't mean there's literally 21 in our thinking. You would write the number 2 1 as your answer in base 8. Base 12, quadrigenal, you'd write 15. So look at these bases as another language. So if I was to say the number 1 in English and then say, what is it in German? You say, well, it's ein. Well, 1 and ein is not the same, but it is the same. So that is how we should look at bases. Binary, that's how we write the number 17 in binary. Roman numerals. This is probably easier to grasp because we understand a little bit more about Roman numerals than we probably do about bases. So 10, X is 10, V is 5, 1, 1, 17. Ancient Greek, that's an iota, which is number 10, and that's a zeta, which is 7. So that's how they count, 10 and 7, making 17. Hebrew, the same. Hebrew reads right to left. So this is 10, this is Yod, and this is Zayin, which is 7, 17. Chinese, this is how they write Chinese. That is 10, and that's a 7. So there's 17. Tally marks, this we understand as children as well, how to count 5, 5, 5, and 2. But all of these answers are correct for how many balls are in this box. So now the difficult part, bases. The radix or base is the number of unique digits, including the digit 0, used to represent numbers. For example, for the decimal or denary system, the most common system in use today, the radix base number is 10 because it uses the 10 digits from 0 through to 9. Binary base 2 uses 0 and 1. It does not use 2, 3, 4, any other number. It only uses these two numbers. So computers use binary because it uses switches to operate. Many, many switches. And it's either on or off. Off 0, on 1 to create a 1 or a 0 physically. That's how computers work. Octal, base 8, uses 0 through to 7. No 8 or 9 when counting. So you probably think, oh, well, what's the point of these bases? Well, I believe this is how the elites communicate. And they've hidden many things through our lives. And so there's 8 furlongs to a mile, for instance. Why not 10 furlongs to a mile? 8 pints to a gallon. Music is written in 8-bar phrases. And there were 8 days in the week in the Roman calendar, which is another video I will do later. Dozenal or duodecimal, duo, is base 12. Uses 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but you can't write 10 because that would look confusing and be 1, 0. So I'm going to write A for 10 and B for 11. Now, sometimes they use an X for 10 and an E for 11 there to represent 10 and 11 when using base 12. Again, you're probably thinking, well, there's no base 12 in today's life. Oh, yes, there is. We have 12 hours on a clock, 12 months in a year, 12 old pence to a shilling. You buy a dozen eggs, 12 numbers in the English language. I'll come to that in a minute. Hexadecimal, base 16, uses 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the letters A, B, C, D, E, F. So computers use hexadecimal as well as binary. Okay. Not quite sure how they do that. I think it's a combination of switches that then they then can use less switches to get instructions into the computer quicker. That's why a computer has memory divisible by 16. So you get 16 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes, 64 in its multiples. And also that's the binary system as well. But also we have 16 ounces to a pound, and there's 16 numbers in the French language. So what do I mean by the languages? So if we take the English language counting, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then after 12, we go 13, like 3, 10, 4, 10, 5, 10, 6, 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9, 10, and then 20. But there's 12 unique numbers. Now, this obviously came from German, which is the same. I won't read it because my German's not good enough. But you can see Drazen there, the same unique numbers up to 12, and then from 13. French, 16 unique numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then 17, 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9, 20. So there is a base 16, base 12. Chinese, I live in China, guys, so I know a little bit about this one. Works nicely in base 10. The months of the year, they use numbers. The days of the week, they use numbers. It's like 1 day, 2 day, but here in the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 11. So that is 10, 1. You can see 10, 1, and then 10, 2, and then 2, 10. 20 is even better. Yeah, Arsher. Yeah, so 2, 10. Italian seems to follow again nice 10 numbers, and then 1, 10, 2, 10, 3, 10, 4, 10, 5, 10, 6, 10, and then 10, 7, 10, 8. It swaps round. So there's like a mini base 16 in there. So let's try and work out how these binary systems work. So here are the first 20 numbers in base 2. In a computer, each level is a switch, which switches either on 1 or off 0. Computers these days have millions of switches in complex combinations to do all this calculation so quick and to make your computer run. But let's not worry about that. Let's look at the simple principle of binary. So on the left, I've written nice 0 to 20 for us to understand. Yes, we all count in base 10, so this we understand. Now, we also understand units, tens, hundreds, thousands when writing numbers, i.e., does the number have 1 digit? Does it have 2 digits? Does it have 3 digits? Does it have 4 digits, etc.? So 0 is the same. 0, there's your off. There's 1. Okay. Now there's no number 2. So then you go to the next level, 2 digits. So therefore you then must go to 1, 0. Just like when you go and count number 9, you go to 1, 0. And then the 1, we get 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. That's how we count. Binary is the same. So we're 1, 0. And then 1, 1. Well, now we already have to go to the next level. Okay. And that's why we get then 1, 0, 0. 1, 0, 1. Okay, the next one from 0, 1 is 10. So this would be 1, 1, 0. And then 1, 1, 1. And then we need to go to the next level already. And we're only on number 8. So we get 1000. So the number 8 in binary, we might say is 1000. Really, we should say it's just 1000, but it looks like 1000. And continue down on the same way of counting. So when you get a 0 and a 1, you go the next level. And then you start a 1, and then you go the next level. Add another 1, and then when you've got 4 ones, you go to the next level. So if you think of, again, going back to, memory cards, yes, you would buy 2 megabyte, 4 megabyte, 8 megabyte, 16 megabyte, 32 megabyte, etc., etc. Well, this is why, because that's the next unit. You see 10, 4 is 100, 8 is 1000, 16, 10,000. It's not 10,000, it's 10000. So this is how binary works. Okay. So if we look at the number 4, yeah, this is what it would look like in a computer with an on-off switch. Yeah. So these are just constantly zeros on your left-hand side, and then reading from right to left, 0, 0, 1. We look at the number 4, 0, 0, 1. And if we were to continue this down and we got to 31, we'd have 5 lights lit, and 32 would be the 6th light lit, and then these unlit. Okay, so I hope that makes that clear. Now we're going to follow the number 11. Okay, so in binary, the number 11 is actually a value of 3. Again, like I say, I'm saying 11, but that's not really correct. I should be saying 1, 1. Base 8, octal, uses numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. When we are counting in base 8, after 7, we go to the next unit level. Again, like I said earlier, in the tens, units, tens, hundreds, thousands in base 10, we do the same after not 9, we do in base 10, but after 7. So after 7, we then go to the next 2-digit, 1, 0. After 77, we go to 1003 digits. After 777, we go to 1000, 4 digits, etc. In base 10, this happens after 9. We go to the next unit. Here I said here, we'll call it units, tens, hundred, thousands in base 10. So I've put side by side now binary here, which we had on the previous screen, and now octal of the first 20 numbers. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are the same. But then after 7, we go to the next unit. So we have no 8, 9, we go 10, or really 1, 0. Then 9, 1, 1. 10 is 1, 2. 11, 1, 3. And so on. We get to 17, we can't say 18, there's no 8. So now we go to 2, 0. And we would continue all the way to 77, and then we go to 1, 0, 0. So remember I said in binary, we're looking at the number 11 is a value of 3 in binary. The number 11 in octal is a value of 9. 11 base 2, value of 3. 11 in base 8, value of 9. And we know 11 in base 10 is 11. Base 12, dozenal, uses numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, and B I'm going to use. When we're counting in base 12, after B, we go to the next unit level. So after B, which in decimal is a value of 11, we then go to 1, 0. Okay, which is 2 digits. After BB, value in decimal 143, we go to 1, 0, 0, 3 digits. And BBB, there's the decimal value we go to 1, 0, 0, 0, 4 digits. 10 in base 12 is called a dozen and has a value of 12. And that is where we get the dozen eggs from, 12 being a value. Yes. But if you was to write it in base 12, you wouldn't write 12, you would write 10. So here's your binary again. Here's your octal base 8. Now we're dealing with base 12. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we have to write A and B for 10 and 11. Then after there is on the when we get to the 12th digit, that goes to the next level, 1, 0. So 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1 A, 1 B, 2, 0, which is 24, 2 times 12. Okay. So now looking at that 1, 1 number, or what we might call 11. In base 2, we said its value of 3. Base 8 is a value of 9. Base 10, obviously, it is 11, 1, 1. 11 in base 12 is a value of 13. Okay, you see here, 1, 1 actually is 13 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 numbers. So in Roman numerals, 1, 1 has a value of 2, not 11, but this looks like 11. In Roman numerals, x1 has a value of 11. Okay, so you can see how other numerical systems, it's just like another language. Okay, but the bases have a pattern, a mathematical formula. I hope you're still with me, guys. Base 16 uses numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 16 unique numbers. When we're counting in base 16, after F, i.e. 16 characters including 0, we go to the next unit level. So after F, a value of 15, we would write 10. We go to 10, 2 digits. So there's 1 digit, now 2 digits. After 2 Fs, which is 255, we go to 100, 3 digits. F, 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 the final 3-digit number, which is a decimal value of 4095, we go to 4 digits, 1000. So here are the other binary, base 8 octal, base 12 dozenal, now hexadecimal. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. Now we go 1, 0, the next 2 units. And then continue 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9. After 1, 9, it would be 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, 1F, and then it would go to 2, 0. 2, 0 would be 32, 2 times 16. So 1, 1 in base 2 is a value of 3. There it is. 1, 1 in base 8, here it is a value of 9, not 11. In base 10, obviously 11 is value of 11. 1, 1 in base 12 is a value of 13. And 1, 1 in base 16 is a value of 17. So I created my own data sheet up to the number 257. So on the picture below, I'm showing up to number 63, but I've calculated all the numbers up to 257, showing the 5 different bases and the prime numbers. I was surprised to learn the prime numbers are all the same, whichever base. I'll explain that. So here you can see in this column, base 10, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 15. Okay. So I use that because I could then do the hexadecimal 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. And the next column, 16, goes to 2-digit, 1, 0. Okay. And then to 20, because I've done it in 16 columns, 30. So that's the hexadecimal column. Base 12 next to it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, 10, 11, 12, 13, and so on. Base 8 next to that, to 7, and that goes to 2 digits, 10, 11, 12, and so on. Binary obviously very quickly goes up in numbers because there's only 2 numbers before the next level. But what I've written in this column is the prime number. So the first prime is the number 2, second prime, third prime, fourth prime, fifth prime, sixth prime, seventh prime, eighth prime, and the eighth prime in hexadecimal is 13 or 1, 3. But actually, of course it is, because although we write 1, 3, 1, 3 in hexadecimal really represents 19 digits. These all mean 19, not this one. Well, it does, the eighth prime is 19. But this is 19, this is 19, this is 19, 19 digits. If I was to put in 19 balls on the table, or if we go back to the 17th ball picture I did earlier, yes, there's the answers that I gave. Now, the colors system here was just for my quick research. So you know that I was very, on the number 41 and number 51 and how they are connected through the bases. So very quickly, I always had this reminder. Yes, 41's a 13th prime, and it's also 51 in base 8. Yes. So 51, yes, is 63 in base 8. So if I was to write 63 in base 8, I've got 51 digits, 51 things, if you like. So I hope you can understand. I did this for my quick reference, so I didn't have to keep looking up at the Gematria number properties. I have my own very quick reference of number properties up to 257. I also spent time doing the first 200 primes for the four bases, not including binary. That didn't seem to show many patterns. But again, I highlighted numbers that were, interesting to me. For instance, the 30th prime is 113, which is, we know what date that represents. But would you believe that's the number 71 in hexadecimal, which is a Catholic number? The 71st prime, we can see here, 353. 311, yes, is the 64th prime. There's my 233 for the 51st prime. And 351 is Catholic in satanic cipher, which I discovered in the last video. 717, if you go back to my previous videos, is a prime in base 8. It's the 90th prime. So it's very quick. You can see other numbers. Yeah, there's the 170 World War III number. Yes, prime number 1013. And then we have some other numbers. Yes. Okay, moving on. I hope that covers bases. Date numerology. This is a very important decoding system because numbers can be related to dates. E.g., the number 89 can be decoded as the 8th of September or the 9th of August, the 8th month. Dates can be broken down further into the day of the year, also for a leap year, and the days left in the year. I personally also use the Roman calendar, as I believe the Roman Empire is still present today, but hidden. And that's what I believe the elites use as well. Roman calendar New Year started from the 1st of March, which makes sense as in the leap year is added at the end of February. Therefore, there is a day of the year and days left in the year from the 1st of March. Dates and days can be added together to give another numerical value for that date. So the screen I've got here is the date of the death of the Queen, which was the 8th of September 2022. And recently, the British Prime Minister just announced the UK general election being on the 4th of July. And if you include both these 2 days by ticking this box, you see 666 days. Here, 8th of September, you can add these numbers to get another numerical value here. I find this gets a little bit too complicated for me. I just like looking at what day of the year it is and how many days left in the year. So again, I've created my own data sheet showing the days of the year, days to the end of the year, and in red, the day of the year and the Roman calendar and the number of days to the 28th of February. If there is a leap year, then a day needs to be added. I use this data sheet to compare dates quickly. So I hope you can see this. So if you remember on my 23rd of March, okay, obviously there's day 82 in the normal calendar, and it's the 23rd day in the Roman calendar, i.e. from the 1st of March. And that's how many days left until the end of that Roman year. So I use this very quickly to compare dates and numbers. So we look at some interesting days. 24th of February, for instance, the date of the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine war, was actually the 55th day of the year, which is, if people will know their Gematria, Satan is 55. So I won't go into too much. On the last video, I showed this screen as well. Okay, part 3, decoding. So there's other areas we can use for decoding. The periodic table of elements, regular playing cards, tarot cards, sports events, Bible books, chapters and verse, and different languages. So first, the periodic table. It is arranged in groups and periods, and each element has an atomic number and a mass number. I have gone through all 118 elements and found the gematria values of all of them, including some that have alternative names or spellings in the past. So here is again another spreadsheet using the 6 ciphers I like to use, from hydrogen all the way through all 118. This shows the first 30 elements. I then went through and colored like the number 51 quickly. I could see if you know my video on 51, 12, 15, 21, that's why these are boxed. And the anatomy is the 51st element, and I was comparing them, and there was 51 in both of these. So I found this very useful again to quickly reference similar patterns and numbers. And for instance, phosphorus, yes, in the past has been spelt with an OS instead of a US, which obviously would give a different number. And they say phosphorus is another word for Lucifer, the light bearer. If you spell phosphorus with an O, you get 55 in Chaldean, which was an interesting find. So here's your periodic table of elements as what it looks like. It's got groups here, group 1, group 2, the new groups 3, B, 4, through to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But then you also got the first layer of groups 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I found it interesting that the group 5 on the 5th period, or row if you like, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5, 5. We had antinomy. And like I say, that's 51 from that previous video. If you take group 5 with the level B groups and row 5, you get number 41, niobium. And from memory, I think I did in the video, and this used to be called columbium, which is interesting because you have Columbus and Columbia being the United States. What's the word I'm looking for? It escapes me. But symbol. But yes, so this is where I was using the periodic table, and there's lots of other cross references using these numbers, and the mass number here in the last video I said was 122, which was another find and connection with World War III, etc. Playing cards. I've never looked into or use this decoding system or the tarot cards, but I know many decoders do, so I thought I'd just mention it quickly. And here's a sheet showing how most of them use. Using it is another way of days of the week. And from what I understand, if I was to take the King of Spades, then obviously in this system, I then have got another King of Spades somewhere. That's a bad example. I haven't got another King of Spades. Let's take the Ace of Spades. They are so the 13th of January, 11th of February. Then these dates are cross-referencing. Now, I did my own one using clubs, diamonds, hearts, spades, which is how the alphabetical order is and how you normally receive a pack of cards. And I went from the 1st of January, just out of curiosity. I haven't used it yet, but this is what people do use. I know Logan, again, from the Decode Your Reality, uses this. So here are the tarot cards. There are 78 cards in total, 22 major arcana cards from 0 to 21. I think they believe that actually this isn't a numbered card. The Fool actually goes from 1 to 21. So you can see the tarot here. And then you have 56 minor arcana cards consisting of 4 suits of 14. So you get ace to 10, page, jack, queen, king, wands, pentacle, cups, and swords. Sports events. So some decoders use sporting events, results, players' numbers to obtain codes. Adam from the YouTube channel The Illusion uses this type of decode in every video, and his success rate of predicting future scores is just off the charts. My friend James likes looking at this as well. He takes previous results, like a chart similar to this. So, their wins away, their wins at home. If we take Manchester City, there you got 9 and 9, 55 points, how many losses, compare two teams, the names of the teams. Manchester United, is called the Red Devils, for instance, and Southampton's called the Saints, I believe. So you've got lots of using of the names and the gematria of those names. So it's a whole nother area. And if you're interested in that, I highly recommend The Illusion. He's an acquired taste, but his work is phenomenal. So the Bible, the Gematria website, before provided the full Gematria for the King James Bible. And here's a screenshot of the spreadsheet. I managed to download. I'm not sure it's still on the site now. I can't find it, but in the old site, I've been following that site for a good 4 or 5 years now. You are able to download this, but yeah, sometimes I check the particularly the Bible book and verse. So, like Revelation 1:13, for instance, it actually gives the whole. I've hidden it here to show that 1:13. You can look at the uh, verses in the so verses left in the Bible, I should say. So it's 1:13 is verse 30,711, for instance. And verses in the New Testament. And then you've got all of the decodes. So, sorry, all of the ciphers and the number of those. So it really is a lot of data. A lot of work went into this. So again, I haven't hardly used this, but it is there for decoders. If they're interested in, looking at things referencing the Bible. Okay, decoding languages. So this is one of my favorite areas of decoding by breaking down other languages, particularly Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. One recent Latin decode was the breakdown of triumphant arch. Again, if you looked at my last video, World War III, you'll see triumphant arch has the numbers 170, 181 from memory. But let's looking at the actual wording of triumphant arch. Arch or archon means ruler or the elites. But what does triumphant means? Well, it means 3 shadow spirits. Well, I believe that's what it means. Tri is 3 in Latin. Trias. Number 3, a triad. Umbra means shadow. So that's where umbrella comes from. Yes, to create a shadow. Yeah, or darkness, a shading. Yes, hence the word umbrella. Shelter. Yes. Here you have spectra, ghost, soul of the deceased. Also comes from this. The world of the dead. And phantasma means spirit or phantom. So phantasma, phant, ghost, phantom, spirit. Many people are aware of the connection of the word sex and 666. In the Greek alphabet, we see where the word sex comes from. So here, I've got the Greek alphabet. Okay. Vav, also called stigma or digamma. Here is an S. Here it's written as Vav, vowel, I should say. But it's also called digamma. C is the E, value of 60, and T, X, 60. So there you have a S, E, X, 666. In the Hebrew alphabet, I think the word God maybe came from the number 666. So taking again, if you look here, the values for 666, the Vav here doesn't look like a G, yes, but it is a 6, and a 6 looks similar to a G. But if you go to the Greek vowel, yeah, it also historically looked like an S or a G. Come to that in a minute. Samek, this value of 60, definitely looks like an O. And the final mem, yeah, which is mem here, but final mem, so Elohim, you'd have this character at the end. It's the final M, value 600, certainly looks like a D in the English Latin alphabet. So 6GOD. Maybe I'm stretching, just a thought, guys. So looking at the Wikipedia page for the Greek alphabet, there is a section here that says 3 of the original Phoenician letters dropped out of use before the alphabet took its classical shape. The letter M, San, which had been in competition with Sigma, I suppose it's so where it's M, denoting the same phoneme, don't know what that is. The letter Q, Copper, which was redundant with K, Kappa. Interesting, we hardly use Q in today's English, do we? But Q and K, yes, similar sounds. The F, digamma, whose sound value dropped out of spoken language before during the classic period. So here is what I was saying about digamma, what it looked like. It looked like an S at one point, but also the G. And I actually believe this is the G of Freemasonry. Digamma, meaning 2 gammas, 2 number 3s, 33. So you can see here it looked like an S and it looked like a G at different times. And it was called Wa, digamma, stigma, and digamma again at different times. So another 666 connection regarding the Greek alphabet I discovered were the names of the 3 letters that were removed. Digamma or stigma, value of 6, shown here. Copper, value of 90. San, value of 900. Looking at the previous page, actually, there. Okay, there's copper. This is San. Okay, and here is digamma. So here's the 3 obsolete. Okay, but these 3 in satanic gematria, digamma, copper, San, added together equals 666. I know all these numbers can be mind-boggling and that gematria and numerology isn't for everyone. And if you guys are still listening to this video, I'm impressed. Since I discovered it, I am convinced there are mysterious phenomena happening and not just coincidences. Most of you guys found my YouTube channel through our dear departed friend Nigel from the Devil's Playground. We all miss him dearly, and I really miss our discussions on gematria. We both couldn't believe the day I discovered we were connected by gematria of conspiracies and the number 774. This is why my YouTube channel is at Sherlock's Apprentice 774. So this is Nigel's full name and the numbers for Nigel. Funny conspiracy theory matches 4 out of 6 of Nigel's name. This is my full name there. And 911, which is what got me started, 911 on my road for the truth. You can see 89's a match, 179, 280, and we all matched 774. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I finally got it done, and I hope it helps with you understanding gematria and decoding. Bye for now.